So now we'll take a look at the minor chords. We've looked at 5 major chords that are very important and widely used. So we'll look at some of the minor counterparts now. As you play your minor chords, you'll notice a difference in sound. They tend to have a more somber sound, and that's one of the first things people notice about them. The first one let's look at is the E minor. We started with an E major chord at the beginning of these segments. To do an E minor, we're simply going to remove the first finger from that 3rd string and still strum 6 strings. Now the 3rd string will be open. So you notice that has a little bit sadder of a sound. So that gives us our E minor. And incidentally, most songs have major and minor chords in them. There's a few songs that just have major chords, but generally you'll find major and minor. So it's a good idea to have all of these chords down well. The next chord we'll look at is the D minor. We had looked at a D major, so there's our normal bright sounding D major chord. For the D minor, we're going to have the first finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and you can use either your 3rd finger or your 4th finger, whichever is more comfortable, on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And so you can hear that sadder kind of sound coming out of that. And once again, if you're having trouble fretting that, you may want to bring your hand around to make it easier to arch that 3rd or 4th finger. We're just going to strum 4 strings on that, just like the D major chord. The last minor chord we'll look at is the A minor. So we had looked at the A major chord with its different fingerings. The A minor, we're just going to take the 1st finger and put it on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And we'll strum 5 strings. So you hear that sadder sound on that A minor chord. You notice that this fingering is identical to the E major. We just move the E major 1 string down towards the floor. So there's the E major, and we move down and get the A minor. So with these 8 chords that we've outlined, you'll be able to play hundreds, literally hundreds of songs. And so this would be a great thing to spend most of your practice time on as you begin. You'll get a good foundation of being able to get chords quickly, and as you have the chords memorized, it'll make learning songs much faster. In our final segment, we'll look at just a couple variations that you might see commonly on these 8 chords that we've looked at.
G chord, C chord, A minor, and D chord make up the song. I can leave my 1st and 2nd finger in place. My ring finger slides into the 2nd fret of the 3rd string.